Always start everything with Bismillah, which means in the name of God. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put barakah in it, which is the missing element. Barakah means blessings. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put barakah in it, man. That's exactly what we need. Here we go. Okay, looks good. So to get a physical transformation, guys, it's a 4-part equation. Each one is 25%, which is lifting is 25%, nutrition is 25%, rest and recovery is 25%, and then your cardio. Each one is 25%. Sometimes you hear 80% nutrition, 20% lifting. Okay, those are rookies. Those people, don't listen to them. It's 25, 25, 25, 25. Each one will change according to your goal. So I'm going to go over one thing at a time. The very first thing I'm going to go over is the cardio. So number 1, there are 3 types of cardio. Okay, number 1 is your endurance. Number 2 is your fat burning. And number 3 is your high intensity interval training cardio. These are the 3 types of cardio right here. All of them, if you look at it like this in a chart, here's your heart rate. And here's your maximum heart rate, right? Now, it's all correlated to your heart rate, guys. So to know which one, to know which cardio you're doing, it's all correlated to your heart rate. So if you're doing endurance, you're bringing your heart rate up, and you're keeping it sustained for a long period of time. Now, you have 3 sources of energy. Number 1 is going to be your carbs. Number 2 is going to be your fats. And number 3 is going to be your protein. And it's in this cycle. So this one's always being used. Every single day, man. Whatever you're doing, if you have carbs in your body, that's the first source of energy that's going to be used. Your carbohydrates. They're a great source of energy, and the fastest release source of energy, your carbohydrates. Okay? Now what happens is when you're running and you bring your heart rate high and you keep it sustained for a long period of time, the first one to go is your carbs. Gone. Then it goes into your fats. What happens is fat is a very horrible source of energy. It's not easily broken down. So what it does, because your heart rate is high and it's beating, your heart rate is beating really hard, so we need energy now, we need energy now, we need energy now. What it does, it bypasses it and goes into your protein, which is your muscle mass. So if you're running, know that you're burning your muscle. It bypasses the fat, and you're not even burning fat. A lot of people, they're running on the treadmill. What are they thinking? They think that they're burning fat the whole time because they're sweating so much. In reality, what's happening is you're burning your protein because your heart rate is high. Now, if you bring your heart rate up just a little bit and you keep it sustained for a long period of time, but it's still low, it's low, what's going to happen is the first source of energy is going to be your carbs, and then it's going to go to the fats and use the fats as a source of energy. It's going to use the fats as a source of energy. Why? Because it's like, hey, we can handle this. We can use this source of energy, and it'll stay there. Because your heart rate isn't high. That's your fat burning cardio. Make sure it's still on the camera. Okay, you guys still can see. Fat burning cardio, right? Now, what you should know about fat burning cardio is that you can do it, fat burning cardio, you can do it 7 times a week. The best time to do it is at night. Because what happens is when you do it at night, you burn off all of your carbs and it goes into the fats and starts using fats as a source of energy. Now, when you sleep for the next 8 hours, guess what it's burning? Because your body needs energy to live, right? And while you're sleeping, you're burning fat while you're sleeping for the next 8 hours. Now, another very important thing you should know is how long you should do the fat burning cardio is 60 minutes. What are some type of activities that you can do for fat burning cardio? It's anything, man. Walking on a treadmill at the speed 3. Like, it's very slow. You put on a movie, you maybe read some books, listen to some audiobooks. You know, make it very beneficial because you want to be consistent with it, and it's temporal. You do fat burning cardio until all of your fat is gone. Now, it's important to know that you also want to build muscle while you're dropping the fat because the muscle will keep the fat off. Now, you're doing it for 60 minutes. You can walk, you can go on the elliptical, you can go on the bike, you can go on the stairs, but you want to keep your heart rate low. How low? So the exact math is, so you do 220 minus it by your age. So I'm 24, right? 220 minus it by 4. Let's get the calculator out. 220 minus it by 4 equals 216. 216. Now times it by 60%. That's 129. 129.6. I don't want to go above this. There's another test you can do, which is called the talk test. Meaning you can have a conversation with someone without losing your breath. You're still in the fat burning stage. Fat burning cardio. Okay? So, and another important thing, very important thing to know about fat burning cardio is that it's temporal. How do you know if you should be doing it? If you have fat, you should be doing it. When the fat is gone, you're done. Usually, it could take anywhere from someone 3 months. It could take if it takes someone 3 months to do. I tell them, hey, it's gonna take you 3 months. You got to do it every single day, and they do it 3 days of the week. Now it's gonna take them 6 months because I told them to do it 7 days. 7 days, and they only did half of the work. So it's gonna take, instead of 3 months to get rid of all that fat, it's gonna take 7 months. So the more consistent you are, the more reward you're going to see. Always. Your reward is a mirror of your effort. You put in 50%, you get 50%. You put in 100%, you get 100%. We suffer the pain of discipline so we don't suffer the pain of regret tomorrow. So it's temporal. Once the fat is gone, you stop. You don't need to do it. It's very easy to maintain. Okay. Now high intensity interval training. High intensity interval training is where you bring your heart rate up, down, up, down, up, down for about 15 to 30 minutes. 15 to 30 minutes. Very short workout. What it does is it shocks your metabolism. And say for example you're burning this much calories in a regular day, right? When you do high intensity interval training cardio, you are now burning way more calories in the next 24 hours. I'm gonna put it right here, 24 hours to 48 hours. You're burning 10 times more calories than you would normally burn calories. Why is that? Number one, you shocked up your metabolism, and number two, you use your muscle to run out of oxygen, and when you do that, you do micro tears in your muscle, so your body has to recover from it. Does that make sense? So say if you're doing 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, and 15 bodyweight squats, and you repeat that for 20 minutes. So you keep doing that as many reps as possible. 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. You're using the muscle to run out of oxygen. The muscle isn't failing, but you're running out of oxygen by using the muscle. So the muscle has micro tears done to it, so your body has to recover from it. A lot of businesses made a lot of money off of it. You have CrossFit, you have Orange Theory Fitness, you have Berries, you have all of these businesses that are popping up everywhere where people are making a killing off of it because it works so good. But now here's the thing. You should do it only 2 to 3 times a week maximum. Why is that? Why is that? Because it's so taxing on the body. You want your body to recover from it. You can't do it every single day. 2 to 3 times a week. So what you could do is replace your walk. So say if you're doing 7 fat burning cardios a week, right? You would instead do 1 hit and you do walk, walk. So I have 2 days off of the HIIT and then do a HIIT again. So like I wouldn't put them back to back. So I wouldn't do a HIIT and then a HIIT. No, no way. HIIT, walk, walk, HIIT. This is all cardio, by the way. We're still talking about cardio. We're not even going to lifting. So then you can do 5 times a week fat burning cardio and 2 times a week high intensity interval training cardio. So that's cardio, guys. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, start this over, take notes, and make sure this makes sense to you. Fat burning cardio is temporarily, meaning once you're done with the fat burning cardio, you're done. All you have to do is the HIIT to maintain. So if you guys have fat, make sure you're doing fat burning cardio. If you have fat, make sure you do the fat burning cardio. And remember, guys, it's temporarily. You're only doing it just for 3, maybe 6 months. If you're really, really big, I mean, even if it takes you 1 year of pain, guys, and 50 years of enjoyment. Think of that for the rest of your life. The more fat you have, the more depressed and sad and regret you will have. We don't need that in our life. The thing is, guys, when you're fat, what happens is, say you have 10% body fat, and same person, say Mike has 10% body fat, and Mike here has 35%. They're the same people, right? Just to give an example. If they both go run 1 mile, these 10% body fat, 35% body fat. If they both go run 1 mile, the Mike with 10% body fat burns 1,000 calories. 35% body fat only burns 100 calories. Why is that? It's because when you flex a muscle, when you flex a muscle, guys, when you're flexing your muscle, you are burning this much calories, right? For example. Now, if you don't have muscle, meaning if I flex my bicep, I burn that many calories. Now, if I flex my arm and it's all fat, guess how many calories I burn? Guso, none, 0. So what happens is, just when you're going through the day, you're burning like this much calories, while this guy is only burning this much calories. That's why it's so easy to maintain once you get the transformation. But that's because you built the muscle, you're still lifting. You don't want to just do cardio. You want to make sure you lift and do cardio and have proper nutrition, of course. But when you build muscle, the muscle will keep the fat off. So don't just burn fat and then be like, all right, after I get rid of all, you'll get the fat back, because the problem is you have no muscle to keep the fat off. Okay. All right, that's cardio. Done. We're going to go into each one, and at the very end, we're going to do the scheduling. So it makes sense. Normally, a lot of people have questions. I just answer it in the next part. So have patience, guys. Next part I'm going to go over is nutrition. Okay? Very first thing that you need to know, I'm going to break into 2 chapters. Chapter 1, which 60% of people know about this chapter, is the good and the bad of protein, carbs, and fats. Alright? The good and the bad of protein, carbs, and fats. This is chapter 1. In chapter 2, we're going to go over the timing of nutrition. Here we're going to talk about the good and the bad, and the functions of them too. So here we go. Protein. All protein is good. 2 things you need to remember. Number 1, no pig. Okay? First off, Muslims can't have pig, so I never had pig, so I don't know how it tastes. But stuff is horrible for you, man. You are what you eat. No pig, okay? It's very unhealthy. Horrible fat. Okay, number 2, nothing deep fried. Nothing deep fried. Meaning you can have chicken, steak, turkey, fish. You can have all those meats. They're all good. But none of it is you cannot have it deep fried. You can saute, you can bake, you can grill, you can air fry. You can do all of those things, but nothing deep fried. it will make the protein bad. So all protein is good except pig and nothing deep fried. Okay. Number 2. So now we're going to go over carbs. There's two types of carbs. There's simple and your complex. Now, for the simple carbohydrates, just making sure the camera's good. For the simple carbohydrates, I'm going to teach you guys easy ways to remember what's a simple and what's a complex. A simple carbohydrate has a barcode. A complex carbohydrate, you can pick it or pluck it. Meaning, anything you can pick from the ground or pluck from the tree, it's a complex carbohydrate. Anything with a barcode is a simple carbohydrate. Twix, Kit Kat, Twinkie, all that stuff is simple carbohydrates. Now, the different effects, it's very important to know. Very, very important to know. So simple carbohydrates here, simple, they come shooting up really high for about 2 hours and it comes back down. Okay? 2 hours. Complex now comes up about midpoint, so this is energy. So what happens if you give a kid a cookie? He's jumping up and down for the next 2 hours, and he comes down crashing, goes to sleep. That's a simple carbohydrate. That's the effect of it. Complex carbohydrate gives you about midpoint energy, breaks down really slowly, and it comes down real slow. It's about 5 to 7 hours of energy. Now, a couple of reasons why you need to know this. Number 1, for timing of nutrition, when you should be having something. But number 2, if you don't use the carbs within like a simple carb in a 2-hour window, it turns to fat. A 5 to 7 hour window, guess what happens? It turns to fat as well. So you wanna make sure when you're putting carbs in your body, you're using them, or they will turn to fat. And we'll go into more into it in the timing of nutrition. But know these effects. Know these effects, please, guys. You have 2-hour window. It gives you high levels of energy, simple carbohydrates, high levels of energy, and it digests and gets absorbed immediately. Those are 2 important things to know. Complex, it digests and absorbs very slowly. It's a slow process here, it's slow. And then gives you mid-level energy, and then it comes down slow. So this doesn't come all the way high as much as a simple carb. Okay? Now your fats. Here we go. Your fats. What you need to know about fats. Remember UN. Meaning mono or monopoly unsaturated fatty acids are the key. I'm gonna put key. I'm gonna draw a key. Here you go. As you can tell, I did this 1,000 times, man. So here you go. UN, mono unsaturated. If you look at the back of the nutritional facts and you see mono unsaturated fatty acids, it's a good fat. If you do poly meaning you see this, equals great. It's a really for the fats. You have to remember UN, guys. That means it's a good fat. Okay? There's trans and there's also saturated. Trans fat means lab made. You don't want any of that stuff inside your body. Saturated means animal fats. They're not horrible and they're not great for you. So you just want to keep them lower, the saturated fats. Animal fats, like your cheese, your milk, dairy products, all that stuff. It's not great and it's not horrible. It's right in the middle. Just keep it lower. You don't. Now if it's a UN fat, meaning a monounsaturated fatty acids like your avocado, your nuts, your poly, which are your fishes, your fish oil, these are great, essential. Your body cannot create them. You need them as an external source, meaning you need a supplement if you're not getting it in your diet. It's good for your brain, your eyesight, your hair, your skin, your vision, all of that stuff. Essential, man. These are really good fats. Polyunsaturated fatty acids like your omega-3, 6, and 9. Okay? We're going to go into that in the supplementation as well. So, this is the good and the bad. Now, let's go into the timing of nutrition, which overrides everything. Timing of nutrition. I'm gonna draw a chart for you guys. Now this chart, protein, is a chart, I promise you guys, that you will return to every single day and think of it every single day. If you understand this, you'll be part of the elite. So pay attention. If you guys need to drink some coffee, wake up, dude, do it, man. This stuff is gold, I'm telling you. So valuable. Years of experience. I've been a trainer for 6 years, and I cannot emphasize this enough. This is gold. Here we go. So 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is your protein, this is your carbs, and this is your fats. This chart is called the chart of truth. Okay? Also, hawk. Cuts through all the garbage out there, man. And I'll explain what I mean. So pay attention, please. Right here is one of the most important information that you need to know about nutrition. Everybody knows the good and the bad. But now let's make sense of it. When to have it. When to have what you should have. So I'm going to make protein orange. I'll make carbs pink. And I'm going to make fats green. Here we go. Protein. So if you're having 1 meal or 6 meals, you're always going to refer back to this chart. Okay? So protein, guys. Protein needs to stay high throughout the whole day, no matter what. Why? If you're mentally and physically attached, guys, you have to understand this. Why does protein need to stay high throughout the whole entire day? Because you cannot maintain or build muscle if your protein isn't high throughout the whole day. So you see people who are doing intermittent fasting. Fasting is amazing, guys. I fast all the time, alhamdulillah. There's so much benefits. But if you want to maintain and build muscle, you will not be able to do that with intermittent fasting. It works great. It's very beneficial, but you will hit a plateau because of the lack of knowledge. Okay? So if you want to maintain and build, it's not even or, and build muscle, you need to have a high protein diet. Protein must come in throughout the whole entire day, from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Alright? Now, your carbohydrates. The rule of thumb with carbohydrates is you marry them with your activity. Okay? What does that mean? So say for example you wake up at 6 a.m. and you want to go to the gym. Now this is very important to understand. I'm going to ask you guys a question and then I'll answer it for you guys. So if you wake up at 6 a.m. and you want to go to the gym, do you want something that breaks down slow, or do you want something that breaks down fast and gives you high levels of energy? So I'll ask it again. Do you want something that breaks down slow and gives you mid-level of energy, or something that breaks down fast and gives you high levels of energy? Correct. High levels of energy. I can hear you guys, man. Seriously, man, I feel like I can hear you guys. Subhanallah. Glory be to Allah. Here we go. So what you're going to have is a simple carbohydrate at that time. You're like, what? That's a horrible carb. There's one supplement, it's called dextrose. It's a simple carbohydrate. That's all you want. If you look at Gatorade and you flip the nutritional facts, their only supplement in there majority of it is dextrose. This supplement is a great supplement that I've been supplementing for years, man. I'm going to go into the supplements and which one I recommend. But I want to, let's stick with this and make sure you guys understand this. So if you wake up at 6 in the morning and you're going straight to the gym, you want to have a carb, because if you don't have carbs in your body, by the way, what happens is you're very weak in the gym. You're not able to create the demand to grow in the gym. I hope that makes sense, because a lot of people say, you know what, I'm going to keep my carbs really low because I don't want them to turn to fat. Well, you're not going to really build that much muscle because there's no demand for it to change. You go in the gym, yeah, you can get through the workout, but you can get through it way more and much more harder with much more intensity if you have carbs in your body. You know, we're in it to win it. Not to just go, it's much more fun to play to win than play to lose, guys. So, with your carbohydrates, you marry them with your activity. So if it's simple carbohydrates, you put it before your workout and after your workout. Why do you need carbs after your workout? Because when you go through your workout, you used up all your carbs. Now, if your body afterwards, you're gonna take a protein shake, and what's gonna do? It's gonna be like, dude, you know, like I need energy now. So where is it gonna go for energy? It's gonna go to the protein, which is your muscle mass. Now you're taking one step forward, two steps back. We don't want that. So what we're gonna do is put the protein, the whey protein, the fastest digesting protein in our body, with a simple carb, the fastest digesting carb ever out there. Fast carb, so the protein sits on it as a carrier, the carb, and ships it to the muscle where it needs to be really quickly so you can start the recovering process. So before, to endure the workout, after, to grab and attach itself to the supplement to ship them where they need to go really quickly. So I'm gonna give you guys, so say if you had 2 workouts a day, right? Here and here. And your meal is here. What happens is, because you're having a workout here, you can have carbs prior and you won't have to take any before the workout, just after. So you bring your carbs up here and you bring them up here again because you're having 2 workouts in a day, and then you drop them off again. So say if you're not going to the gym at all, your carbs are very low throughout the whole entire day. Your carbs. So no gym, no carbs. We're eating with intention. I hope that makes sense. You're not just putting stuff in your body. You will get stuck if you don't understand this. Marry the carbs with your activity. Remember that. And when to put which one, simple carbs are only bookended in your workouts, before and after your workouts. That's it. Complex carbohydrates you can have if you have 2 to 3 hours before the workout. If you know you're working out at 6 p.m., you can have them at 2 or 3 p.m. because you know you're going to the gym. So you can have complex carbohydrates, sweet potato, apple, banana. Better that again. Alright. So carbs, guys, you marry with your activity. Complex carbs you can have if you know you have 2 to 3 hours prior to your workout. I'll take a simple carb if I know I don't have that 2 to 3 hour window. Your fats you want to keep low throughout the whole day. Okay? Now here's the thing. Now I'm going to blow your guys' brain when I say this. I eat 1 meal a day. What? Yes, I eat 1 meal a day. Why is that? I'm going to draw a chart for you guys. First off, let me say something. When you eat something, your body has to break it down. Meaning 80% of it's study, proven, factual, tested. You know, you can go look it up if you want. You know, and always question everybody, man. Question what I say. So I eat 1 meal a day, guys. Why? Because when you eat something, your body has to break it down. Meaning it's been studied, proven, tested, factual, guys, what I'm saying. 80% of your body's energy is being used to break down the food. So it's 80 to 20. And 20% is left on repairing, rebuilding, and recovery. So what I do is I have liquid nutrition throughout the whole entire day. Smoothies. Smoothies. Now I'm going to draw a chart for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can have 1 to 6 meals. Now effectiveness and efficiency. And then just harder and less effective. It's much more effective when you have, so it goes up like this. Meaning, it's much more effective and much more efficient with 1 meal. Let's keep track of everything. Right here. 1 meal, I do every single day. Now here's the thing. Do I have 2 meals? Yes, I do. Of course I do. Now look. You return back to this chart. So if you're not having the smoothie at that time, you replace it. But you remember this chart. So you're not going to the gym and you want to have a meal at night instead of the smoothie. So what you do is you have a meal that's high in protein, low in carbs and fats. Does that make sense? So I'm not selling a 1 meal a day lifestyle. I'm selling you an educated, nutritional, intentional Lifestyle. 90% of my life it's one meal. Other 10% can be 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. But I remember, if it's 6 meals and I'm not going to the gym at all 6 of those meals are going to be meats and vegetables. High in protein, low in carbs, and low in fats. Why is that? Because the carb will turn into a fat if I don't use it. And maybe, for example, if I go on an all-inclusive cruise trip, you know for sure I'm not packing my meals or my smoothies. I'm taking all the free meals because I paid for it. Meaning I'm going to have 6 meals or whatever meal, how many meals I can have, but I know if I'm not going to the gym, it's going to be low in carbs and low in fats. But the thing is, when you're going through your life though, you have work, a family, a business to take care of. It's much more harder and less effective if you're having 6 meals. So you can have as many meals as you want, but I'm telling you what I do. I have 1 meal. So what happens is, it's not an 80 or 20 rule. What happens is my body's focused 100% on repairing, rebuilding, recovery when I give it liquid nutrition. I hope that makes sense. So this would happen 5 or 6 times. 80% focused on digesting and absorbing, because your body, it's not what it digests, it's what it absorbs. So it's focusing 80% on breaking down the food, 20% left on repairing and rebuilding. But when you have liquid nutrition, it's already broken down in the smoothie, so it's focused 100% on repairing, rebuilding, and recovering. Now that's the goal, man. Much more energy. You can see Protein Bar, Whole Soul, all of these Smoothie King places, they're popping up everywhere because people feel better when they get liquid nutrition in their body. And then fasting, also why it's so popular is because your body doesn't have to always go to this. But even better, we keep our protein high throughout the whole entire day to maintain and build muscle. And guess what? 100% focus on repairing, rebuilding, and recovering. We're doing it much more intelligently, educated, nutritional, intentional lifestyle here, man. So yeah, sometimes on the weekends I like to make breakfast and I'm having 2 meals. I don't want a smoothie in the morning. I want to have a breakfast, eggs and tomatoes and salmon, in the morning, right? So I'll have 2 meals in that day, middle of the day. Normally my 1 meal is right in the middle of the day, and I'm having smoothies throughout the rest of the day. So what I preach is a 1 meal a day lifestyle, but if you want to have more, by all means, man. But remember this, the effectiveness and efficiency lies right here. It's very efficient, it's very effective when you have 1 meal. The more meals you have, the harder it gets and the less effective it is. Because you have to eat clean, you have to cook, eat, and clean all these meals. So I cook 1 time and I cook 3 meals. So that's for 3 days. That's so easy for me, alright? So remember, just return back to this chart if you want to have more than 1 meal. It's okay. It's definitely okay. You should not be hungry at all, man. You shouldn't. There's no reason to get hungry because you can have protein if you're not going to the gym. You can have some fats. You just keep them low. Avocado. There's no reason to get hungry, man. If you get hungry, you're not going to like it and it's not a lifestyle. So I hope this makes sense. That's the timing of nutrition. If that doesn't make sense, rewind and play it again. Take notes. You go nutrition, done. Now what's left? Rest and recovery. Let's talk about that. Rest. Here's the thing about rest, guys. Most likely, there will always be a bruise, a cough, a hiccup, right? Remember this principle, rice. Rest, ice, compression, elevation. If I feel shoulder pain, guess what I'm doing? Icing. I actually put it in a styrofoam cup and I put water in a styrofoam cup, and what happens is I just peel once it's frozen, you have the water, peel the styrofoam cup, and I use that cup and I put it wherever my hand hurts, or my shoulder, my thigh, around my knee. But don't forget to foam roll before your workouts. So massaging and foam rolling is always before a workout. Icing is after. That cup where you freeze it with water and you massage it, only 5 minutes, don't do it anymore. That's all you need. If you use an ice bag, 15 to 20 minutes. I'm telling you this, guys, to recover faster. You're always gonna get a hiccup, you might get a bruise, whatever, we push through that. And also rest days. When you're doing workouts, it's all on the calendar. You just follow the transmission calendar. I got that taken care of. And also, like, you have the split, push, pull, chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs, push, pull, mix, and then making sure you're taking 1 to 2 days off in the week. Okay? The walking, the cardio, the fat burning cardio, you don't need to take off. This is the introduction, guys. Rest and recovery right there. Important thing to know about lifting. So, lifting, this is what you need to know. If you're a girl, you're not going to look like a guy. You can do all of the workouts. Just make sure you're doing lightweight. You actually want to do everything that I recommend, all the workouts. Lightweight, high reps. If you're a guy, just follow exactly how I did it. You're good, man. Okay? If you do that, you're going to stay lean, firm, and still make sure you're hitting failure. That's okay. It's pretty self-explanatory, the lifting part. You just do the workouts that I have. Take the days off. Those parts are pretty much self-explanatory. Just follow the calendar, guys, and you guys are going to get great results. This is the foundation information that you need to know. Make sure you understand it. So here we go into scheduling. So supplements, let's talk about the supplements. You have whey, casein, dextrose, L-glutamine, HMB, creatine, fish oil, and multivitamin. Okay, whey protein isolate. I stick with the isolates. Much more protein quality in it. Now, this is the fastest digesting protein out there in the market. You want to take this before and after a workout. Casein is a slow digesting protein. That's what you're going to put in the smoothies to make sure that you're getting the protein throughout the whole entire day. Dextrose is that simple carbohydrate that I was talking about. You can buy a 20-pound tub for $10. 20-pound tub for $10, guys. Dextrose. It'll last you about 6 months. L-glutamine is your fastest absorbing amino acid. Helps with the DOMS effect, the delayed onset muscle soreness that you're going to have when you do the workouts. Reduce it by a quarter, man, by 25%. This will help a lot. HMB is another amino acid that creates an ozone layer around your muscle to make sure it's not used as an energy source. HMB, great. Creatine monohydrate it helps with energy production before a workout and energy production after a workout to recover after and before for the workout. Fish oil, supplement that, man. That's really good for omega-3, 6, and 9. These are essential, like I talked about. And then multivitamin for the peace of mind that you're getting all the multivitamins that you need throughout the day. How much of each? This, I take 2 scoops, and I recommend this for you guys and for everyone after a workout. Casein, 1 to 2 scoops. For a girl, it will be 1 scoop of casein in your smoothie. For a guy, it's 2 scoops. Dextrose, it's 20 grams of dextrose. So this is after dextrose is 20 grams of dextrose, guys. I take post with this post after workout, 20 grams. L-glutamine, 5 grams. HMB, 2 to 3 grams. Creatine, 5 grams. Now, in your pre-shake and post-shake, everything is the same. Everything is the same, except for the pre-shake. You can have 1 scoop of protein, scoop of whey, and if it bothers you, meaning you feel like it's coming up in your workouts ever, you don't have to have the protein. It is whey, it's a fast digesting protein. But what I would recommend is make sure you get the dextrose. Now, if you guys can't afford all of these supplements, you take all of these before and after. 20 grams, 2 scoops. Casein here is the only one that's not going to be in it. You're throwing this supplement, this one, and this one, and this one together. This you have with your meal. This you have with your meal. Okay? This is with your smoothie. If you can't afford all of these supplements, here's your main guys right here. Whey protein, star, casein, and dextrose. Those are the three minimum supplements. And an investment of maybe $100. Everything is going to cost you anywhere from $200 to $300. Okay? Those are supplements. Now let's actually make the schedule. I'll give you an example schedule. Say for example, you wake up in the morning and you want to go straight to the gym. You're going to have a pre-shake, which is go back to here, I'll just write it down. Whey, protein, dextrose, creatine, L-glutamine, HMB. All of this stuff is in your pre-shake. 1 scoop, so it's 1 scoop, 20 grams, 5 grams, 5 grams, 2 to 3 grams. And everything is the same so pre-shake, you'd go to the gym and you have a post-shake, right? You just woke up. Post-shake. Post-shake is, the only difference, it's 2 scoops. That's post-shake of whey protein, isolate, post-shake. Okay, everything's the same, except there's 2 scoops of whey protein. 1 scoop for the pre-shake. Okay, so you wake up, gym, so pre-shake, gym, post-shake, and then when you get home, you take a shower, you have your first smoothie. Now what's in the smoothie, okay? Smoothie recipe. Here we go. Number 1, handful of spinach. 1 handful of blueberries. Okay? You have 1 teaspoon of olive oil. 2 scoops of casein, if you're a guy, 1 scoop if you're a girl. And then you have 10 almonds, spinach, blueberries, olive oil, and also almond milk. And don't forget to add ice. That'll make it or break it, man. It'll make it really good. You can also add, like natural peanut butter. It will make it taste like peanut butter and jelly if you add that with the blueberries. You don't have to. If you like blueberries, you're gonna love this smoothie. It's important to know why I'm recommending this smoothie, guys. I've been living off this smoothie I can't tell you for how long. For years, man, years. I don't care about taste. That's one thing that you guys should also change in your mindset. Who cares about the taste? We eat to fuel the body, not to satisfy the appetite. You can always have 1 cheat meal in the week. So I make it every Friday. Fridays are my cheat days. I go to Jumu'ah Salah, the sermon on Friday, and then I cheat. Every Friday I cheat. That's my cheat meal. Whatever I want. Wings, pizza, cheeseburgers, whatever I want. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Okay? You eat good for a week and you cheat once. You cheat once, 1 time a week, 1 meal. That's it. You still have your smoothies on those days on your cheat meal. So that's a smoothie recipe. Why I made this recipe is because it works all 3 muscles. Your skeletal muscle, the muscles you flex, the smooth muscle, which are your organs, the ones inside of your stomach, and then your heart muscle. So it works all 3 muscles. Your heart, your smooth, and your skeletal muscle right here. And it also detoxifies you. It will give you a nice glow in your skin, guys. I'm telling you. So that's the smoothie. Now you go to the gym, pre-shake. Gym, post-shake. Take a shower, make 2 smoothies. 2 smoothies. 1 you drink right away. The second one, put it, for convenience, inside of a shaker bottle. Put it in the fridge. You go through your day. Whenever you get hungry, you're going to have the meal. How much? It doesn't matter, man. Meats and vegetables. Remember that. As long as the meals consist of meats and vegetables, that's going to be your meal of the day. And then that second smoothie you're going to have whenever you get, so you're going to have that 1 hour walk at night. So you're going to take that second smoothie, right before that 1 hour walk. 1 hour walk. This is the schedule for your transformation, man. I'm telling you, the 1 hour walk will be done, and you're gonna get a lot of work off of your plate if you do this consistently. And remember, you can if you go back to the cardio section, I talk about how you can do high intensity interval training, and then do walk, high intensity interval training at night. Okay? This is the example. This is the example schedule. This is championmethod.com. Assalamu alaikum. Peace and blessings be upon you. Wa rahmatullah. And the mercy of Allah, the mercy of God be upon you. Wa barakatuh, and the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with you guys.